predator. I've never done anything like this before.
Okay, calm down. Look,
I have
I'm not a cop. I'm not a cop.
Solo leveling new episode dropped, so my week has been made. This was a good ass episode, you know? We got jumping, aura farming, Jinwoo potentially being a predator, but that's for later in the video. So before we accuse him of anything, sub up and keep watching. Something I realized while watching this episode is that they most definitely used most of their budget on the first episode because the animation definitely dropped the level. Like, it's not bad at all, but it's noticeably worse from last episode. Well, the episode starts with Dong-soo still waiting outside the red gate to throw hands with Jinwoo, but he starts questioning the recruiter on why Jinwoo was allowed in that gate, and he catches his ass lying, so he starts to press his ass. The White Tiger Guild Master is like, "Hey man, get your hands off my guy," and they start looking beefing for a little bit and are about to throw down, but the random other recruiter, in which I forgot his name, pulls up and impressively stops them. And I know he's an A rank, and they held back a little bit, but damn! That's impressive. Dong-soo decides to pack it up and calls Jinwoo a lucky man before leaving, and it seems like he's gonna be flying back to the US, so Jinwoo low-key may have been safe from losing his life and his aura. Running back to the gate, it's been 3 days inside. Jinwoo added the ice bears to his squad, and the A rank tank dude has been tweaking ever since losing his squad to them ice elves, and his ass is very clearly traumatized. He even pulled up to the lower ranked guys and blamed them for the death of his squad, and is going there to kill them before Jinwoo's aura maxing ass pulls up and knocks his ass out by throwing him hella far away. Then he calls the ice elves by saying, "Hey man, you was not slick, just reveal yourselves already." The big boss starts talking shit to Jinwoo, but the system made it so that Jinwoo understands them and he starts talking shit back. The leader of the group says that he likes Jinwoo and even offers to spare him if he just gives up the back humans because he felt his aura and he doesn't really want to kill him. Jinwoo claps back with his own questions, and then a homie just starts glitching and restarts his dialogue. And Jinwoo is thinking that he's tweaking. He even does a double take and checks his homies out. He's deadass just as confused as me. Like, I don't know what the hell happened. Maybe bro chose the wrong dialogue option and for the situation, and the system was like, nah, run that back. He catches on quickly though and is like, nah, I refuse. And the big boss thinks he's dumb as fuck because he's outnumbered. But then he pulls out the gang from the shadows and they start going to war in boxing whilst Jinwoo was preparing to run the ones with the leader. And I knew that the dude was strong because he packed up A rank homeboy last time, but I did not expect him to be that strong to be able to go to head with Jinwoo easy. And he was even going head to head with Jinwoo and Egress in a 2v1, but that's for later. Now, after getting kicked and sent into the atmosphere, Jinwoo's shadow army summoned a sunball and threw that shit on bro, and just about then is whenever the A rank woke up and he's still tweaking and is trying to attack Jinwoo at the same time as the leader, and that's when Jinwoo does one of the craziest things I've ever seen in an anime. First, he makes Egress kick up the snow. Egress then kills the A rank tank, all just so that Jinwoo could summon him to fight against the leader like dog. I don't know about y'all, but I'm shook. This is one of the most disrespectful things I've ever seen in an anime since Gojo sitting on Sukuna. Like, imagine trying to fight some dude, then he just kills you with ease and turns you into a weapon. Like, is that not one of the craziest things you've ever seen, or is that just me? Anyways, they kick the leader away, and Jinwoo gives bro a new name, and he has no other choice but to take it like a good boy, because hey man, what else is there to do? Being one of Jinwoo's soldiers ain't the worst thing in the world. And his ass most definitely got stronger after dying, because he starts putting in the work against the ice leader too. But this dude is fighting back despite getting triple jumped by Egress, Jinwoo, and Iron. His ass eventually gets caught lacking though, and is still fighting back until he gets packed up by Jinwoo and Iron. And I can't lie, Brody has my respect. I did not bro had it like that, but turns out he was low-key tough. Now that the balls got clapped up, they can all go home, but before going, Jinwoo decided to try to add the leader to his shadow army, and this might be the first aura loss of the season cause his ass failed 3 times. Basically, Jinwoo wasn't strong enough and didn't have enough badges to deal with a specimen like Bakura, so that got bro all grumpy, and now that the fight is over, I can say with certainty that Jinwoo would have most likely gotten clapped by Dong-soo if they had to fight, but hey, like Dong-soo said, Jinwoo got lucky. So after 7 days stuck in the red gate, which is 7 real-time hours, they escaped the gate and the White Tiger leader immediately realizes that something is off because only the weakest survived, and he demanded Jinwoo to talk. Now Jinwoo refuses to get pressed and tries to walk away, but the leader tries to press him even further with his power, and that's whenever he realizes that Jinwoo is that guy and apologizes after feeling his aura. Before dipping, he even tells the recruiter, "Hey man, I felt his aura, bring his ass to our guild," and then dips, so I can guarantee that the anonymous Jinwoo era will not last much longer because higher people are starting to catch on now. He drops homegirl back home and goes back to his house and sleeps until the next day whenever his best friend, who I also forgot his name, pulls up to Jinwoo's crib in preparation for a mission. They pull up to his sister's friends, which is the same girl from the mission, and ever since the mission, she's been feeling him and comes all dressed up with makeup and even sitting right beside him, and they start yapping about not sleeping last night and other stuff, and from Jinwoo's friend's perspective, this shit sounds mad wrong. He thinks that they spent the night together, so he tells Jinwoo, "Hey man, she's underage," and Jinwoo replies by saying, "Dotoro."
Oh my god! We do not care.
This. Jinwoo didn't do shit, but his friend doesn't know that, so he could not believe what he was hearing after figuring out that his homeboy was like Drake, but he piped down and drove away in awe until the episode ended. Like usual for solo leveling, this episode was fire, and I'm just enjoying the series week by week because it's rare that an anime this far comes along, but hey man, that's about it. So tune in for next week's episode, and so in conclusion, chat, is Jinwoo a predator?